Happy health and wellness for this past week. I'm checking in on Sunday, 17 November 2024 for a week summary of my health and wellness, social, mental, and physical this past week, Monday 11 to today, Sunday, 17 November 2024. I am Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. It was a more social week that was cognitively heavy, and I made all of my routine workouts. I've decided to vary the structure of this a little bit, and I was thinking, I was like, have I done any of these health and wellness check-ins in the morning? And I was like, I did a multi-point inspection, multi-point body inspection recap video in the morning one time, but I was like, I don't know if I've done it for like the weekend, at the end of the week, for the week. So I was like, I should try that out and do a different, keep the same categories, but like try a different, just kind of looser format and go through each of the categories and talk through it. So do it in the morning. There's a, yeah, so there we go. It's introduction, week summary, and why this is filmed a little differently in the video description is a little different. I'll do links. I made a few new playlists this week too. So in the video description, I'll do a link to my coverage of 2017, 2018, 2019 multimedia as a playlist, and then my coverage of 2020 multimedia. So category 1 is social health. Social health, so it was a little more social. I went back out on the town, so to speak, to Edmonds yesterday, and went to another bakery, and then explored the library, and they had some interest. The baker is very good. I got there and I got a cardamom nut, and it was like texturally and flavor wise kind of like a combination of, or somewhere between, or similar to the braided bread challah, challah, and a croissant. So it was like kind of like the semi-dense interior where it's satisfying for each bite, but then it was also kind of flaky and crumbly like a croissant. So it was very good. I was at Copper Rose Bakery, and then I went to Edmonds Library, and they had some interesting shelving. It was like, even in the adult section, a lot of the shelving was like, you know, it came up a little over waist high, so like if I'm just standing, there's no books for me to pull off the shelves because they're low to the ground, so I had to like squat down to access the books. And I was like, and the lighting was a little variable, and I was like, the Edmonds Library is part of the Snow Isle library system, and I was just kind of like, I was like, well, I didn't, like, that wasn't necessarily something that occurred to me that like the King County library system got right. It was like they deliberately, and there's a children's section, and in children's sections the shelving's not that tall, like it doesn't go that high so the kids can reach the books. But like at Edmonds Library, it was like all the books, like a lot of the books or our content, there were movies that way too, but I was like, in the King County library system, and like the sections other than children, I can stand up straight and read what's on the shelves. I might have to look up or down, but like I can pull a book off the shelf that's my level. And they like, that was like, most of the shelf stacks were short, and I was just like, it's a different having to look down, having to squat down. And I was like, I would say that's something that the King County library system got correct. The bottom shelf is usually not used, or if it is, it's like an oversized item. And so I was like, sometimes, you know, going and exploring other libraries, we get to like learn what like, or go exploring something, we can see, oh, that thing that I liked over here and had taken note of was like, here's an alternative to that thing that I have taken note of that I liked. And I was like, oh, I think I like the being able, like it being at eye level better. Having full like range of height, but not quite full because it's not on the bottom shelf. It's kind of like different library. Maybe it's geared towards children, or with children in mind, because it's so close to like downtown, and they get a bunch of people being touristy visiting, like I was, kind of thing. So there we go. I didn't have a library card, so I couldn't pick anything out, but I did catch a 2019 film on weasels. You know, we had Mustela frenata, long-tailed weasel, in the backyard a few times over the past few years. So I was like, I put that one on hold through the library system. I do have a library card through King County library system. And then I also put on hold 2017 book I found was Being Elvis, A Lonely Life by Ray Connolly. So there we go. And I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. So those are kind of some of the highlights from this week socially. And then friendly faces while walking around and reflecting on my the museum exhibit I went to last Saturday. So that's not part of this week, but yeah. Mental health. So I said it's cognitively heavy. Yes, I did a bunch of, I'm at over 600 pages through yesterday evening. Like I'm at like 633 pages for the week. I finished 2 full books. Like I started and finished 2 full books. I'm over 100 pages into a new book. I finished a different book, and they're kind of ones that get me thinking a little bit, and kind of like, especially or I guess 3 of those 4 have been about wars. Like 2 were about World War II and 1 about World War I. So there's a bit of expanding my knowledge base, and so there's a little bit of like, it's cognitively heavy. like okay, what can I remember? What did I learn? But then I also worked a lot on second channel, YouTube channel, conceptualization. And I was like, okay, it's going to be like 1 day this week. And then it ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that I worked on second channel conceptualization. And I was like, see, that's why I do it. I started, like, I've been working on the conceptualization for a long time, but like in terms of having one final, very just the policy kind of document, I started that back in October. And then I did like 1 update to that after the initial one. And then in this month, I've had 8 updates, I think, yes. So it's really like for that second YouTube channel, like I could, how it's set up now with my like 1 document with the policies, I have all of the links. So like, you know, if I want to link an account, I'm like, what accounts am I going to link? Do I have the URLs? Put the URL in the policy document. So literally when I go to make the channel, it's not, what do I need to do? Or here are the policies, but I don't have any of the links. It's like, here are the links. If I want to feature a channel, do I have the channel name? Do I have a link to the channel URL? So I can just go in and like literally just look at it and be like, that's the right one. All right. So there's been a lot of fleshing out that like, let's say, makes it possible to get it done in 1 day in terms of like making the channel and just like the basic setup of the channel, very streamlined and straightforward to do. So if it comes to be, especially with that stuff, it's there's been forethought and effort put in there. So cognitively heavy, because I'll be like, okay, I'm done, and then I think of something, I'm like, work on it tomorrow. So it's been 5 days this week. So yeah. Physical health, I'm doing good. I think I'm settled at the lower volume. I think it's a little over 10 hours a week of exercise. I would say if I were to make any changes, I would do 1 more day where I do the rowing and strength training. But it works. I think there's a bit of just adjusting to the lower calorie levels that come with the lower exercise, and I'm like, could try a little bit of weight loss on it and do like a slight weight loss day. But yeah, it's been an adjustment. And I say I could add a day because of how it's spaced with the rowing and strength training. It's kind of like my body's like, whoa, when it hits those days. So I'm kind of like, if I wanted to make it less like whoa to my body on those days, maybe like add in Tuesdays a full day. Not that I'm going to do that, but like I was just kind of like observationally was like, if I didn't want that like bodily kind of whoa reaction, there might be a solution there, but like it might just be, it takes more than, you know what, 2 or 3 weeks now to adjust to that. So I don't know. In conclusion, this is a little bit of a different, just a summary for each category. It was a good week, and yeah, healthy and wealthy, wellnessy. I thought, wealthy and health week. There we go. So happy health and wellness from me, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle to you.